suppose I've always been a football fan who some wouldn't agree with what I'm saying now. Those in
Right.
our group of fans, if you like. But I think I'm a pretty optimistic, albeit realistic. When things
Right.
have been going badly for Palace, I will say that. I don't live on in cloud cuckoo land about it. But as I've
Yeah.
said, I think we've got a very good team. Um, and I always believe, really, it's what managers sometimes say and players. They say, always believed we can beat anybody on our day. Well, I think Palace over the years have proved that. Even when we weren't the best team or the team that we are now, we could still go up to Liverpool and beat them and Manchester City and others. But now I think we have a serious chance of beating anybody, home or away. So what will the score be? It's tempting to say it will be quite tight because both have got very good defences. You think of Virgil van Dijk. I mean, he's a colossus of a defender.
Mm.
You can see him orchestrating the team, let alone just his defence. So to get past them with their goalkeeper Alisson, who again is a world class goalkeeper,
Mm.
then it's never easy. But we know what our forwards, our midfield can do. So what am I saying? Something inside me says it'll be a draw,
Right.
like 1-1 or 2-2. So that would be my first prediction. But as kind of a backup prediction, I hate to say this, but I think a backup prediction will be Liverpool win 2-1.
Right.
But, that's not being pessimistic. It's just a feeling they might have too much for us on the day. But you never know. My main prediction is a 2-2 draw. There we are.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
Well, I was gonna say 3-2. I but we both on the same line of thought when it comes to the goals. We obviously both think that there's gonna be quite a lot of goals being scored.
It could be. Yeah, there
Yeah.
could be.
But I'm thinking 3-2 in favor of a Palace. But anyway,
Liverpool. Or
yeah,
Palace. You think Palace could be.
I think Palace will
It
edge
could
it.
it could
Yeah,
it could go either way, couldn't it? It could go either
yeah.
way. Like most games,
Well,
it could go either way.
yeah. Judging from how they played against Burnley, they were very lucky to win that game. Judging
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it?
it was, yeah. So that's the only thing I'm basing it on. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking maybe, if you can play them on their game
Mm,
plan, like Burnley did, maybe you might just be able to
yeah.
frustrate their efforts. Because once you frustrate big teams' efforts, because they come in
Yeah.
all charged up, like, okay, we're the big team, and once you're able to frustrate their efforts, then
Yeah.
don't know where to go from there. Then yeah. All right. So the next one is Tottenham.
Yeah.
Tottenham Hot, the manager, Thomas Frank. Now, after the game, he said something, and I don't know quite how to take it. It wasn't anything controversial, but he said, "I think that we just delivered the most complete performance." Um, and he was talking about, I believe he was talking about the Premier, not the Premier League. They won. I think they won their UCL, didn't they? They won their UCL game, didn't they? I think it was Chelsea that lost. Chelsea lost, didn't it? But I think they
Chelsea
won.
lost. Yeah. Yeah.
So they won, and he said, "Oh, I think the boys have just put up the most performance." What is it? What is he trying to say? The most performance? Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's doing a great job. Why is he? He's doing a great job. Why is he trying to base it on just one game? What's so special
I
about
mean,
that?
which
I
game are
think
you talking about? I mean, because they
I
drew at
think.
Brighton on Saturday, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they drew, didn't they?
They
Yeah.
Brighton were 2-0 up. I smiled because obviously Brighton are Palace's rivals, but I still recognise Brighton are a good side. They are. And
Yeah,
they were 2-0 up, so they would have been sick. Their fans would have been sick to give away 2 goals so
yeah,
that Tottenham at least got a draw. Now, I don't know
yeah.
whether Frank said those comments after that game on Saturday or was it after another game?
No, I think it was that game that he said it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he
right.
said it after that game because they fought back to then so they didn't actually
Yeah,
win. They
they didn't
actually
win. No.
drew that game. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
drew that, and he was saying, "Oh, it's their best performance here." And I'm thinking, you let in 2 goals and then fought back to
Mm.
sort of claw back 1 point, and you're saying that's the best performance. So anyway, I just thought about that, and I thought, what is it trying to? Yeah,
Yeah, but what do you think? I mean, it's an interesting point you make because it's like what do we think as outsiders? What do we
yeah,
think that how should a manager? We've already talked about managers being asked sort of difficult questions or even dumb questions sometimes
yeah,
about are you fearing for your job?
yeah,
Because they're not going to admit to that, so it's a silly question. But
yeah,
equally, Frank's obviously would have been pretty hyped up to get back from 2-0 down. At that point, you've lost 3 points, you've lost a point.
yeah,
So to come back against a team like Brighton, which they're not mugs, I think they'll do quite well again this season. They will. So I can imagine in many games, let's face it, when you're losing 1, 2, 3-0, if you come back, particularly later in the game, and get a draw, that point feels like
mm,
3 points, whether it's at
exactly.
home or away. They
Yeah,
would, and it was an away game, a good side like Brighton. So to come back, I can understand him sort of saying, yeah, we've got this resilience. Our heads didn't go down. We maintained our confidence, our shape. But they know what they're expected to do. So I can really understand why someone like him, and
mm,
you get the feeling he lives, eats, and breathes football, which I guess most of the managers in any league do.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I can totally understand his elation, and therefore, what you're going to do, you're going to praise up your team. There is
mm.
enough opportunities, I suspect, when a manager is a bit crestfallen, a bit disappointed after a game, and he's asked questions, and he just wants to get back to the dressing room or whatever, having lost a game or given away a silly goal or whatever. There's a lot of